Hello, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and please check out my channel for other updates about Zeeworld. So the last update about Taste of Fate. Rhea saw Prachi and Seda together and she takes their picture in order to expose them. And Prachi tries to tell Rambro about her pregnancy, but she couldn't because Pallavi called Rambro at that moment. Then Siddharth is back to come and save Vikram. Let's continue. Rhea, Aliyah, and Pallavi comes back to the party. Shahana calls Rambro and asks, "Where are you?" Rhea asks Prachi, "Where was she?" Prachi says, "I wanted to go far from you, but you are stopping me." Rhea says, "Whatever should happen will happen." Prachi says the same. Rhea says, "I am talking about the party." She tells Pallavi that she wants to give surprise to them. Grandma tells Vikram that something wrong is going to happen as Rhea is looking really happy. Rhea thanks the guests for coming and adding stars to the party. She says she wanted to come to her in-laws and needs her husband's support to express her happiness. Rhea says Rambro and I wanted to become a perfect couple like my in-laws. She plays music and started dancing with Rambro forcefully. A song plays in the background. Rambro feels odd and uncomfortable. Prachi looks at him. Rambro comes to Prachi while dancing, but Rhea pulls him back to dance with her. Prachi feels bad. Shahana tells Grandma that Rhea is up to something. Grandma says let her do it. The more stronger Prachi and Rambro's relationship will be than Rhea's intentions. Prachi tells Rambro that she thought that he is on the terrace. Rambro says I was on the terrace, but Shahana called me here. He asks if we are eloping. Rhea introduces the NGO Women and Dr. Pooja, who comes there to the party. Aliyah gets happy and thinks that Rhea is going to expose Prachi. Rhea tells them that Dr. Pooja is the chief guest and she is going to give some important news. She says Prachi is not here and without her, it won't be fun. Rhea says she will bring Prachi and she has something to show on her phone. She asks the waiter to serve Dr. Pooja. Rambro comes to the terrace. Prachi follows him and recalls his words that they are pregnant. She gets emotional and tells him sorry. He asks, "Why are you saying sorry?" Prachi says, "You know well why I am behaving differently." Rambro asks, "Why did you get angry as I was dancing with Rhea?" Prachi says, "I got angry as..." and says, "I don't know." Rambro says, "You felt bad as you wanted to dance with me." Rambro dances with Prachi. Prachi says, "I wanted to celebrate all occasions of my life with you. I want to cross all life milestones with you. And I want to celebrate our 25th anniversary with our children." Rambro says to have children, we have to do something. Prachi gets shy and says she has called to inform him something. Rambro says, "I have seen everything." Prachi asks, "Did you see it?" Rambro says, "Of course, I saw it." Prachi looks at the card and asks, "Did you get happy seeing that?" Rhea asks someone if she saw Rambro and Prachi. The lady says no. Rhea tells Aliyah that she has to tell Rambro about Prachi's pregnancy news and says that whoever tells him first will win and the other person will just defend. She says that she is going to the terrace as she came to know that Prachi got it decorated. Aliyah says I will tell Pallavi. Rambro tells Prachi that he was yearning to see her with this behavior. Prachi says actually she wanted to tell him for what he was waiting since their marriage. She says I am. Just then, she gets scared hearing the thunderstorm and asks Rambro. The rain started too. Rambro says we should go inside. Prachi says it is not a good sign. Rambro says nobody will come between us and asks her to come. Pallavi comes there with Aliyah and asks Rambro to come and make them have cake. Rambro holds Prachi's hand as he walks with Pallavi. Aliyah thinks that Prachi is going to be separated from Rambro's life. They come back to the party. Rhea asks everyone to clap for Prachi and says if she can, then she wanted to crown Prachi and tell everyone that she is secretive. Rhea says that she has called a special guest and Dr. Pooja to reveal Prachi's secret and she cannot hide it for long. She says I have to tell everyone about this and says sorry. She says the same thing which we discussed 2 days back. Prachi recalls and gets tensed. Rhea says it is going to be fun tonight. Prachi thinks that I will not tell Rambro about my pregnancy this way. I don't know how Rambro will react. Rhea says my sister's secret will be out in front of everyone and says the big news is... Just then, Prachi fainted, or maybe she pretends to faint. Rambro holds her and takes her to the sofa. Dr. Pooja checks her. Rhea asks Rambro to relax and asks Dr. Pooja to say what came out in the report. Prachi insisted on Rhea to talk to her. Rhea asks, "What do you want to talk to me about? You want to yearn, plead and cry in front of me?" Everyone is shocked. Shahana recalls Prachi's conversation with her and tells Rhea that she wants to talk with her. Rhea asks if today is important day and says I guess I am important. She asks Prachi to tell her why she lied to Rambro, who brought her here and taking care of her. Shahanna asks Rambro to listen to his heart and not to believe anyone. Prachi asks Rambro to listen to his heart. Rhea asks, where is my aunt? Aliyah comes there and says everything is ready. Rhea asks everyone to come as she gets ready with the photos on the projector screen. Dr. Pooja sends Shahanna to get water and tells Prachi that she knows that she is pregnant and it is complicated because Rhea wanted her to confirm the pregnancy. Rhea says that she has connected her phone with the screen and she will tell everyone the story behind the photos. Pallavi smiles. Rhea asks, shall we begin? Prachi gets worried. Rhea asks Rambro not to look at Prachi. Rambro goes to Prachi and says, I know that you are hiding something from me, and says, I had told you what would happen if I come to know about it later. Rambro says to Prachi that I have hidden my feelings from you and says that this all happened as I felt bad. He says, I loved you before and even now I love you and I will love you. He says, I will listen to you and ask her to tell him before Rhea. He says, I want to see who will tell me first and says, you know Rhea well. She will make an issue out of it. Rambro says to Prachi, tell me before it is too late. Prachi thinks that it is already too late. Rhea will show my pregnancy report to everyone, and then Rambro cannot understand. Rambro asks Prachi to tell him what Rhea is going to tell him. Prachi says it is already too late. Rambro says, I thought you would tell me, but you break my heart and says I am noticing you, and asks her to tell him if she has any life-taking illness. Rambro asks Prachi to tell him the secret. Prachi looks at him. Dr. Pooja hears them. Rambro gets teary eyes and goes back. A song plays in the background. Rambro goes to Grandma. Rhea looks at Rambro and checks for the pictures of Siddharth and Prachi. She says that she couldn't find the photos which she wanted to show. Pallavi asks that what did Rhea wanted to show. Rhea says, you know the person whose real face I wanted to show. She says, I couldn't show the real face, but I can explain the truth. She calls the doctor and asks her to tell everyone the answers for her questions. Prachi asks Rambro, do you really think I have some illness and I am going to die? Rambro says I won't let this happen and holds her hand. Rhea asks Prachi to come in front and says this show is incomplete without you and asks, why are you standing like I have made you guilty? She says if you can object to the doctor's claim, then object her. Rhea asks Dr. Pooja to tell everyone why Prachi faint often and asks her to tell everyone what is Prachi's secret which she is hiding. Dr. Pooja says it is not a normal thing. This is happening as Prachi is pregnant. Everyone looks unshocked. Rambro asks Prachi if she is truly pregnant. Rhea says yes, Prachi is pregnant and she has hidden this news from you and everyone. It is a good news, but not good for Prachi. She says the reason for behind the truth is that the baby must be of Siddharth. Rhea says in short, this baby is illegitimate. Else, what could have been the reason for Prachi hiding the pregnancy news? And says this is done by a woman when she calls her husband as someone else's and made her baby's father as someone else's. Dr. Pooja asks Rhea if she has the pregnancy report. Rhea says it is missing. Dr. Pooja says if you need my degree, then I can show you. Rhea says I trust you fully. Dr. Pooja says but I don't trust you even a bit and says Rhea asked me to lie to everyone that Prachi is pregnant. Dr. Pooja says Rhea asked me to come here and lie so that she can break Prachi and Rambro's relationship. Rambro gets angry. Aliyah asks, why is the doctor lying? Prachi is pregnant. Dr. Pooja asks Aliyah, really? And asks, where is the report? Rhea says the report is missing. Dr. Pooja says Rhea has chosen this day and got the screen kept here to show it, and this might be important for her. She says if this was important, then the report wouldn't have gone missing. She says she had come here to lie, but she couldn't lie further. She says I have decided to tell the truth, and the truth is that Prachi is not pregnant. The doctor says Rhea pressurized me to lie and threatened me. She says I lie as my younger sister is her friend. Rhea whispers to the doctor, why is she lying? Dr. Pooja says you lied to me and made me do Prachi's test. Grandma asks, why is Rhea threatening the doctor? Pallavi says to Rhea that I did not expect this dirty act from you. At least you would have thought about my family's respect. Vikram says to Rhea that you have done a shameful act and asks from where do you get the strength to do such a thing. Rambro says to Rhea that you have crossed all the limit and owes Prachi's hand and says Prachi is my wife and what is more important is that I love her. Rambro asks how can you connect Prachi and Siddharth's name together? I thought for a moment that Prachi will forget me and settle down with Siddharth. Rhea threatens the doctor openly. Dr. Pooja asks, "How dare you to touch me?" and wants to file a police case against her. Rhea asks the NGO Women to do something and says that Prachi is trying to snatch my husband. The NGO Women says that Ramru said it clearly that he loves his wife, who is Prachi. Another NGO woman says that Rhea made the doctor lie too. The NGO Women says that they came to do justice here and they want to show the society what they do with the women who break other people's house. The NGO Women put ink on her hand and blackens Rhea's face. Everyone is shocked. The NGO lady says this is our way and justice. Another lady says your blackened face will separate you from other women. Prachi stops them and says we will sort our family matter and asks them to go. She tries to wipe Rhea's face with her palu, but Rhea pushes Prachi. Ramru owes Prachi from falling. Rhea blames the NGO Women and leaves. Dr. Pooja apologizes to Prachi and leaves. Prachi comes behind the doctor and thanks her. The doctor asks her not to walk fast in this condition. Prachi recalls telling the doctor that she did not tell Ramru about her pregnancy and she was waiting to tell him at the right time and she doesn't know if he would accept their baby or not. Prachi reminds the doctor of her swear when she became a doctor and asks her to save 2 lives, one of the baby and the other of me. The flashback ends. Prachi thanks the doctor. Dr. Pooja tells her that she has seen Ramru's love for her and how he was scared. The doctor says, "I understood that Rhea wanted to ruin your life and also of the baby's life." The doctor says that the same thing had happened with her and she couldn't save her husband from her second wife, but she wants Prachi to save Ramru from Rhea. Prachi recalls Ramru supporting her and scolding Rhea. Shahana tells Prachi that Rhea wanted to show Siddharth and her picture on the projector in the wrong way, and she says that she has heard Rhea and Aliyah talking. Prachi is shocked. A flashback is shown. Prachi says, "Why did Rhea not show anything then?" Shahana says she had deleted the pictures when Aliyah was connecting the phone to the projector screen. Prachi says, "Thank God, you have saved me," and says if you haven't deleted the picture, then even the doctor couldn't do anything. Prachi asks Shahana. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like my video, share it, and please subscribe to my channel for more updates. Thank you.